Checkpoint inbound. And again, Ed White will be at the 15th and Cordova checkpoint for us as you take a look at those times at Tudor. And Ed will be giving us a report on what's happening at Cordova as those teams try to make their way up the hill there. As a matter of fact, I understand we can go to Ed now and see if we can't get an update. So, Ed, what can you tell us?
Ken, we've got Roxy just crossing over 16th Street right now as we're speaking. She's at the bottom of the hill working her way up this hill, and this is the biggest crowd I've seen in the years that I've been doing this, cheering Roxy on as they're coming up here. I was sitting in that Lutheran church right across the street when Charlie said that they were gliding, but let me tell you, they're just flying coming up this hill. Roxy's off her sled running. The crowd's giving her a standing ovation, as you might expect. Long Nose is just crossing 15th now, and she's headed down the avenue just working as hard as she can. So when we see Ross, we'll get back with you.
And Curtis Earhart down the land battling for that number 5 position, or excuse me, that number 4 position, and we could have a real race coming down the avenue here, depending upon how things turn out. We're still anticipating the time then from 15th and Cordova. We know that Roxy Wright Champagne is working her way up the hill there. Charlie, before you get away, let me just ask you very quickly, if I may, why is she working so hard if she has the lead, or since she has the lead that she does?
You must put 100% of effort into this, no matter what. If you're winning or if you're coming in second or third, that way if you do have a slight glitch that causes you a slight change in position, at least you feel good about yourself when you're all done.
You know you gave it your best.
You bet.
All right, Charlie Champagne, thank you for joining us in our coverage here, as he will now, of course, head down to the finish line where he'll be assisting in the handling of the team as it comes in. But Roxy Wright Champagne, as described by Ed White, working very hard getting up that hill. And Janet, I guess it's just a good work ethic, really, and that I'm sure rubs off on the dogs as well.
I don't think that there's anybody who doubts that Roxy is a part of the team. She's not only the driver, she's part of that team, and I can't ever imagine her running a race where she isn't putting in 100% of her own efforts.
It'll be very soon that we'll be able to see her for ourselves once she hits the avenue, and we expect to see her running alongside the sled, as she often does when she comes down 4th Avenue. So I'm sure that she'll be working hard then, and once she gets her total time, she'll probably be in very good position to walk away, undoubtedly, with another championship. But right now, let's go.
But it seems like, for the most part, that there's a more consistency today.
Well, as we said earlier, that it was mostly because the core team is left, and the cooler temperatures definitely help.
All right, Kenny, downtown to you. I see you got some action.
Absolutely right, Greg. As we indicated, Roxy Wright Champagne on her way home, and that is a happy bunch of dogs, is it not?
Well, her swing dogs are ready to drive home even a little faster than Pluto and Longnose need to do, but they are coming in good form and in the championship form, I guess that we can say at this point.
You saw the smile on Charlie's face, and I think that tells the entire story. Again, this will be 6 in a row for the Champagne Kennel as Charlie watches and Roxy drives the team home. The crowd picking up with its enthusiasm. Charlie Champagne winning the race in 1988. Roxy driving and winning in 89. Charlie in 90 and 91. Roxy in 92. And now in 93.
An odd kind of point of fact in that Pluto and Longnose are not going to finish first in this race. Her swing dogs did finish before they did. So Pluto's last heat is going to be a little unusual in that respect.
And we will wait the final day time for Roxy Wright Champagne and give you her 3-day total as well. As she, of course, immediately takes care of the dogs. While that's being done, let's go back out to 15th and Cordova and get a report from Ed White. Ed.
And we've got Ross Saunderson coming across the street right now at a time of 91:54. And the same thing happened to Ross again today. His team left the trail twice down there before 16th Street. They learned their lesson yesterday and followed the same trail today, and it took him a while. He probably lost another minute down there trying to get him back onto the trail. Back to you.
Well, that's interesting, Ed, because Ross told us that the reason that happened yesterday was because his leader, Jenny, quit. She is not in the team today, so...
No, but that is the real problem with having anything happen like that on the street. Once a pattern's been established, it sometimes is followed each day. And so a dog team like Marvin Cochran's coming to the start for the second day after having ducked into the crowd or through the signs here. They indeed follow the same pattern again, and that's the worst nightmare of a dog driver.
Let's give you the final date time for Roxy Wright